Hey folks, Dave here, and we are back playing some Manor Lords before the first official patch drops sometime soon. There have been a couple of test patches that you can try out on Steam, but with the official one dropping soon, I wanted to look at kind of a little showcase here of my launch version of the game Village. This is Sasau, and if you recognize that name, you'll know why April was a pretty exciting month for me. Not just because this game, Manor Lords, launched. If you know, you know. But if you were playing Manor Lords at launch, you might have gotten this jump scare on the launch version. This is all of the map after like an hour and a half of gameplay, and the enemy Baron has captured every last territory, except for mine. Although he'll be coming for it soon. At this point in my save games, for my starting village, I had a pretty solid army and was just about to start taking some of those back. But getting to this point was really, really difficult. I wanted to share my village with you guys and also maybe some tips and tricks, because I figure if I got this far in kind of the hardcore launch version before the balance tweaks, some of those tips and tricks might be useful for you guys. And again, I just wanted to share Sasau with all of you. We're also going to fight some current max population battles over Sasau and the surrounding territories. I saved the game for some of those fights to share with you guys, so let's start by going back in time to the very start of this launch day village here. And here we go. This is on launch day, not even all the way through the first year, the very, very start of my village, and you can see couple of reasons here why I was very, very happy with this starting location. I got a nice lucky roll. I've got a rich deposit of wild animals, which is really useful for fortifying your food. Here my small 15 population village has 28 months of food right there. I've also got a rich deposit of iron, which is going to be the backbone of your mid and late game economy, and is essential for trade as well. Pretty crappy berry deposit, but that's fine. Other than that, this is actually a very small territory and very awkwardly shaped. Not a lot of great building area, and I'm going to continue calling this a hardcore mode build because if we go over to our farm fields here, this region also had absolutely awful fertility for really everything, except for rye. It's got a few good spots for rye, but emmer especially, which is going to be the backbone of your bread supply. I've got this one little green spot right here, and less yellowish spot down here. Yeah, not going to be able to rely on crops in this territory, but that rich deposit of wild animals is pretty essential, and it'll get me going until I can kind of force trade to be the backbone of this city. At the end of the first year, no territories captured. I didn't quite realize what had been done in that first version of the game there at launch. The creator preview version that I had played in the weeks before the game actually went live did not have the Baron conquering me like it was a Game of Thrones episode just yet. So I wasn't quite expecting it and was just having a nice little time building my comfortable, pleasant starting village here. This is a hunting camp right on the edge. Oh, before I load the next save game, I'll mention that what makes the Baron so powerful in early game is he goes after these bandit camps very, very early on. My first ones are spawning right now at this early stage in my village. And there's one up here already, two down here right next to me. I have no influence for challenging any of these territory grabs that we're going to be seeing soon. The Baron just recruits mercenaries very early on and conquers those bandit camps, which gets him the influence that he needs to claim territories. I didn't realize how fast that was happening, so if possible, even with just your 10, 20 militia, whatever you can muster early on, especially in this version of the game, get out there and conquer one of these bandit camps as early as possible. That'll get you the influence you need for fighting off the Baron. Let's give it a try here, just with 10 men. I'm just curious, can we pull it off? Oh no, it's 8. No, it's 10. There we go. Fast forward here. Can we conquer a bandit camp with just 10 trained militia spearmen? Oh, they're coming to meet us. Don't run, guys. What are you doing? Rip their heads off. What are we getting into?
Advance! Units, stay still.
We're going to maintain a stand your ground posture. 10 versus 16 bandits. I don't like the odds here. Make them advance across the road to us. Smash them and chop them. Hold the road. Protect Sasel. So in the defensive stance, it looks like our defense is doubled. Let's see if that is enough to help us beat the odds here. Come on, somebody get a good stab in. I was hoping for some initial spear impalements, but no such luck. They've lost 1 man so far. Who died? Oh, there he is right there. I see the massive blood splatter right next to him. Oh, they've lost a bunch now. Down to 12. I'm still at 10. Speed it up just a bit. Defensive stance. Holding. Good ground. With 5 bandits left, we've lost the fight. That was a good risky try. I'd say if I had had even just 12 men instead of 10, maybe 13, I could have tilted the odds faster and taken that bandit camp to get that influence that I need to fight the Baron's claim. Well, that didn't work though, so let's go ahead and jump forward in my save games and see how things actually went with the growth and protection of Sasau. Here we go, the winter of year 3, and Sasau is much bigger, but as you guys can see up here, the Baron is already on the march big time in year 3. Zooming out for the map, he's already conquered 2 territories. I believe he's going after, let's see, probably, nope, no bandit camps. He's probably going for a territory right now. That's going to be 3 territories down in 3 years. That's really, really aggressive. Are these his outlaws? No. Those are actual bandits out here. To the north, northwest. Wait, there's no compass. We'll go by the text direction, northwest-ish. This is what Sasau is looking like here in year 3. As my textures load in, I've got that mining pit going full tilt. Food is kind of rough right now. What's going on here? We are really hurting. Even with only a total population of 88 across 27 families. Have I enacted the policy? Okay, I have. So this is a trick for you guys that have terrible farming regions. Use this initial early access policy, hunting grounds, which will make wild animals repopulate and breed twice as fast, and it'll make your crop yields 50%. In my case, that doesn't really matter because my crops, again, are going to be pretty garbage. As you'll see soon, I am going to do some farming, but you just aren't going to be able to lean on that. I've got my church up here, and yes, I've just barely built my manor house. I'm starting to realize the situation in this save game that I'm in here. With the manor house, I can finally set my taxes. Ooh, 10%. I'm doing a 10% tithe. That comes out of your food, so let's drop that down to 5% for now. We'll commit a minor sin there, because we don't have a surplus of food, really, to share a whole bunch with the church. But that's also a way you guys can get that influence if you don't have the troops to press military claims yet. You do get some influence from the king for maintaining a tithe. So I'm going to take a hit there. Only doing 5% tithe, but gotta feed my people first. 4 months of food in the wintertime is closer than I want to get. And there we go. The center region is being claimed by the Baron. Yeah, he is just super, super aggressive in this first launch patch. And militarily, there's nothing I can do. And actually, the big problem here is that outside of my lack of troops, without that influence, I can only resolve the claim on the battlefield. So I can't capture any of these neutral territories without a fight, because you have to have influence to make a claim on a neutral region like this one right here. Claim with influence requires 1,000. So even risking the fact that maybe he wouldn't, come after me for that claim, I can't even start it. My only option right now is to try and fight him on the battlefield, and in this save, I was just not prepared for that. Got a lot of iron ore going, and I built my trading post out here on the road, and at this point, I had a couple of traders, and what are we trading? I'm exporting some planks, trying to get some gold in. Pretty good on region wealth, actually. We can import some food if we need to. Exporting berries, that's probably a bad idea. I must have been really pressed for food. Exporting hides, that's fine. That's some extra income. I'm exporting too much iron ore. My mine is going to be infinite as long as I get the correct perk from my tech tree, if you will. But in this version of the game here at launch, there is a pretty heavy penalty for trading too much, exporting too much. So I'm only getting 1 coin per load of iron ore, which is awful. I believe that is going to be rebalanced in that next patch, the first true official non-experimental patch, and that'll make the trade penalty for trading too much just less extreme. Whew. Yeah, Sasau is looking great. Got my tavern going here, but man alive, we are being pressed from all sides here. It's going to take some serious economy work to make up for our lack of military infrastructure. So let's jump much further ahead in time to right before one of the bigger fights. Here we are in a much bigger version of Sasau. It is May. Spring of year 7, so a few years have gone by. The Baron has completely conquered the map, but don't be fooled. That actually happened years ago in the in-game time. Within, I think, a year of that last clip in that save game, he had already conquered the entire map. All of the bandits are now gone. I'm just waiting for the Baron to bear down on my town specifically. I do have a slightly larger army. I wish I hadn't gone for the archers, because they are mostly useless here in the launch version of the game. But my village has expanded quite a bit. I even have my stone church built. Got a charcoal kiln going. And even a windmill. And I think my community fireplace for the bread making is around here somewhere. Maybe I hadn't built it just yet, but I do have some farms going on, because even a terrible yield, if you have the villagers for it, will get you a bit of wheat for your bread making. One more thing to note here is that while I haven't been able to kill any of the bandit camps myself, I have been able to get 1,400 influence just from that church tithe. Yeah, I've cranked it up to 15% tithe off of my food supply there. But it was too late to press any claims with that 1,000 influence requirement, because the enemy Baron had already taken them all. Just to repeat, the best early game strategy, especially in this version, to get that influence that you need for making claims on territory, is just to go after those bandit camps. As soon as you have, let's just say, 20 militia soldiers, just go for it. And here is the deciding moment of my village, guys. It is summer year 7, so just a little bit after we just saw Sasau, and the Baron has come for me at last. These are my troops here, my brigands for hire. He's got a 4-stack coming in from this direction, but most concerningly, he's got all these troops pouring into my village, including a full retinue of 36. My militia is not full strength yet. I've got 25 spearmen. I do have a full retinue thanks to my heavy taxes over the last few years. Some archers, regretting those. More spearmen, 25, 25. More archers, what was I doing? And then a bunch of mercenary forces that I've called in to hopefully save my village. The problem's going to be that they're mustering their troops right into Sasau itself. So only my 6 stacks of militia will be doing the initial defending. Everybody else is going to have to catch up. Where are my guys coming in from? I'm not even sure. Oh, a few came in as well right here at Sasau. So let's go ahead and get the timer started. You guys get up the hill here. Go, 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 go. Run. Looks like they are moving on the main King's Road.
Who's floating away today?
Already got the corpse pit ready over here. Now again, this is one of my older save games, so I have already fought this battle. This was the deciding point of my village. I did pull it off. Let's see if I can fight this one twice and win it twice for you guys. This was such a crazy fight, if I'm remembering correctly. Population up to 207 at this point. A little more food in the storehouses, and my manor house is looking much better, although these towers don't do anything yet defensively in this version of the game. Let's lower that food tax before I forget about it, and up that land tax. Gotta pay for all of these mercenaries somehow soon. Battle for Sasau actually takes place to the northeast, so I gotta watch out for that. Oh, archers. There you guys are. I'll send them to the battlefield so that I don't lose the fight by accident. And also, brigands, get over here. Just start marching. You guys fall back up the hill. No time for fancy lines. They got archers flanking on my side here. And they've caught my archers in the rear. Close. I may have already screwed this up, guys. Let these archers shoot at will, directly at my aimed men. Oh. Caught on all sides here. What a mess. Well, this is going to be a bloodbath, and from what I remember, the original fight was also. I can break these guys pretty quickly, these mercenary infantry on the right. My retinue can sweep in from behind, hopefully. My archers are getting wrecked. Yep, all my archers are useless and mostly gone. Can I just disband them? I can't disband when they're already engaged. Alright. Archers, go be your useless selves up here and fire on their archers. Well, my retinue are tired in that heavy armor. Alright. Some of their enemy brigands are broken. And now I'm pressing against their retinue. If I can just break through the infantry here to attack their retinue. Alright, you guys do balanced. Oh, the retinue is broken. Despite that horrible initial line formation, I've actually just about won the initial fight here. Trust me, guys, this is way messier than when I fought it before. I had my guys lined up just in time on the hill. It was beautiful, trust me. This is a mess. There we go, broken. Oh, just lost a bandit, a brigand from the Brotherhood of the Forest to the archers. They actually killed somebody. They're not totally useless. Look at those arrows doing nothing. Still 36 alive. Caught up to him with some spearmen finally. Alright, you boys catch up. Retinue, you're still at full strength. I'm going to go ahead and just have you guys slow walk down there. Spearmen. Let's fold them up. Where are my other troops? Okay, we got enemy brigands coming in from the northwest. And our other mercenaries are so far out here. Come on, guys. Let's go. Get to that battlefield so we can at least hold that. Let's go ahead and we're going to disband the archers, and we're going to completely remove that unit. Archers in this patch are, as you guys can see, totally useless, pretty much. Maybe a slight morale hit as enemy troops advance. Let's get rid of all of these archers. Yeah, just disband them. Well, so there's also a limitation in this version of the patch that I just remembered, where if I already have mercenaries and have more than 6 unit cards, I can't recruit any more militia, even though I only have 5 militia units. So I can't disband these archers and replace them with spearmen until after this fight is over. I didn't realize back in this save just yet how useless the archers were. This was the fight that helped me realize that, oh yeah, let's just get rid of these guys. That is being fixed in this next big patch, so I'm looking forward to actually being able to use these guys once again. Although, from what I've seen from Manor Lords, whenever possible, you're going to want to avoid using a previous save. Do a clean new start village if you can, and things are just going to work a bit better. I do have plenty of coin, thankfully, for all of these mercenary payments. I can hire some local thugs. So I still can recruit mercenaries past the kind of broken unit cap right now, which is nice. They arrive in Emmerith. Oh, nice. They're behind the enemy troops. It's just a unit of 18, though. That'll be fun to wrap up behind them, though. Let's get my battered troops, my poor tired retinue in their heavy armor, into position. Look at these guys. They even look tired. Kind of hunched over, slouching around. Everybody to the hillside next to the village. Protect the tavern, the hunting camp, and the trading post. The kind of cornerstone of our rapidly growing village of Sasau here. Where is that bread oven? I swear. There it is, the communal oven. I just hadn't built it in that previous save. The enemy brigands are way behind, so let's wait for them to catch up, and we'll have more of a fight here. The enemy masses are almost here. I like that little tree delete as you get close. Help you see. Well, it's kind of off-center. I've put my brigands on the sides of my main forces so that I can engage with my militia troops and have the brigands push in from the sides. Don't see anybody else coming in right now, and my other troops are still slowly making their way in. So it's basically just this fight on the hill that's going to decide the fate of Sasau. Everybody push up just a little bit to the road so we can see what's going on. for my immersion. And they're pulling arrows out. The useless, useless arrows. And they love charging my archers. Meet them, meet them. Nice, look at that crush from the side. Archers, fire at will. That was point blank, that was kind of funny. They got clubs out now. Oh yeah, they're pressed from all sides. My retinue is engaging bandits with full plate armor and helmets. That's awesome. I mean, not for them. Awesome for me. And they're gone. Influence gained for winning that fight. They are broken and broken and broken. My archers lost a good number of guys, but actually did pretty well there in that fight. Okay. Wait, one more unit. Just everybody charge. Just take these guys out. What's going on here? So we still have 75 days remaining in the actual battle for Sasau. But that's going to take place way down here. And they're broken? They're broken, yep. So here's my plan. This is how I cleaned up in the original fight too. For this save game is I'm going to send all my militia back to rearm, rest, and resupply. And can I actually form new militia? No, yeah, see, I can't because I have all the mercenaries. So what I did was I left basically a bunch of brigands here to guard the town. Not really a super great idea. Don't know that I would trust local thugs from the region to defend the city, but that'll give my militia a chance to rearm and resupply. And we'll win this fight pretty easily, I think, so I'm going to skip ahead. I don't think the Baron has a second wave available. Maybe just in case, I should bring some of these useless mercenary archers to town as well. Let's skip ahead and see if this is it for the battle for Sasau. 60 days later. Enemy unit spotted. Does he actually have something for me? He does. I called it. Kept some of those troops around. Let's go ahead and muster our militia quickly. They're missing a lot of equipment. Where's my retinue? There they are. To arms! To arms! Get all my local thugs down here too. Just one big messy line once again. That's actually quite a few units there. Oh, yeah, I'm seeing more. Okay. Let's spread a line out here in the woods, actually. What a battle this was. Guys, pull back just a bit. I'm used to a Total War where you can hold the spacebar down and see where your troops are going in their proposed line positions. Here, it pauses the game. So if you guys see me randomly pause, that's me hitting spacebar. Oh, hello. Surprise those guys with a volley of arrows, which did nothing. Of course. Where's that retinue? I've lost it. I've got brigands here. There's the retinue. Drop all your claims. Ignoring you. And all of your worthless letters. Engage the retinue. Gonna swing these brigands all the way around. Try and save these guys. Fire at will. Spearmen reinforced down below. This is an even bigger mess than before. Oh, the retinue's broken. Nice. That was quick. Everyone, roll in quickly. The traitor is just going about their business. What a mess. Sure wish my castles could do something in this version. Looking forward to being able to turtle up with those, especially early game when your troops are pretty weak. Thankfully, I've got all these mercenaries. The Brotherhood of the Forest is going to be dead after this fight, though. They're taking heavy losses to their archers. They're useless, useless archers. And their archers broke. The swordsmen are now surrounded. I can't even get to them. Where's my retinue? Trying to wade into the middle of all this mess. Look at this. Nice. There we go. I think that's the fight, guys. That was 2 waves. So yeah, a closer fight than I prefer, but carefully biding my time and refusing to, strike out at all these claims early on when I really couldn't. I also couldn't, do anything because I had no influence points, but just by biding my time, I've been able to have enough money to hire all these mercenaries that really did clutch the fight for me. I wish these archers weren't so useless. That would have been a better balanced fight. I had invested in 2 units of my militia archers thinking, oh, this will be helpful, and it was not. But hey, 22 days remaining. I'll give you guys a brief tour of Sasau before we fast forward as my corpse gatherers head out. I love the fallen flags after a fight. It's such a cool detail, and all the blood splatter on the ground, and even the grass is splattered in blood. What awesome details in this game. Yeah, these are my nearly useless farm fields. As you guys can see, I've got just a little bit of bread going on in my inventory. Got my expanded residential district heading down the hill to my windmill, my communal bread oven, and my manor overlooking the hill. I always try and give my manor a nice view, even if in this case it is blocked. Blocked by that gigantic tower and gate. But a good view of the valley. There aren't many clear sight lines for this starting region. But I think I've got a nice little village just nestled in the clearing in the woods. And once we win this fight, I'll show you guys where Sasau ended up after, oh man, I'd say probably a good 20 hours of gameplay over a couple weeks. It'll be cool to see the before and after. But this battle right here is how we staked our claim on just not getting rolled over by the Baron. So let's fast forward and see if this is finally the end of the fight. Oh, and don't forget to disband the militia so they can rearm if we have the equipment and men
Men!
to rearm.
My lord!
There we go.
Your order!
Retinue, fall back. Now it's just our militia. Or our mercenaries. Now it's just our mercenaries. 14 days left in the fight. These guys have done nothing on the actual battlefield location. That's fine. With only 2 days remaining in our actual fight here, I don't think the Baron's going to send any more troops to the slaughter. We got a grim scene, though. Everyone's watching the burial going on at the small stone church of our troops. We have lost quite a few. And down here at the corpse pit, where are you guys? Yeah, there they all are. They're gathering up some bodies and preparing them for burying. We have 35 bodies that still need burying just from this half of the fight. Truly a battle for the survival of Sasau. 1 day left. Come on, come on. My food's not looking good. Battle 1. Battle challenge description. Thank you, early access. Peace declared. So that is how I survived the Baron. Again, biding my time, building up influence, although you don't have to have influence to defend, but really gathering up my treasury to hire all these mercenaries to be able to pay them, because without them, I mean, my militia got worn down so much. How many people have died? I mean, wait, 106 bodies need burying now? Yeah. After this battle, I had to do a lot of population growth to get ready for the next fights, because with influence, I can now do things like this. Claim territories. But I wouldn't do it right away because my troops are tired and worn out, and the enemy Baron is definitely going to send troops to fight that claim. For now, though, let's fast forward and see where Sasau ended up after our victory in the Battle of Sasau. Now we're talking. Sasau is essentially a region capital at this point. You guys can see I have a satellite village going, and Sasau itself has expanded all over the place. Turn off cinematic mode there with Control-C. Zoom out. I have staked my claim, quite literally, on one of the corner territories, and have begun slowly rolling back the Baron's territories. It is October, year 13 in game, and again, this is about 20 hours into my build here. So let's just take a tour of Sasau, and then we'll talk about what my military looks like here. I've expanded my farming quite a bit, despite how garbage this territory, this region is for farming. It's because I need some bread in my food supply. I found a couple of like medium green, not awful spots for some of the crops in the woods. Really just not great. And I'm making sure that I leave fields fallow for sometimes 2 years at a time. Yeah, not great, but we're working with what we have. This spot, that's barely anything. Neighboring territory, look at that. Look at that. As Manor Lords development progresses, Greg, the main dev, well, I guess solo dev still for now, solo full-time dev, he's talked about making it so that regions can complement each other with a better inter-region trade system where, for example, I can make this my farming village 100%, and then this could be my industrial village, which it kind of is. I have that deep mine there that's still being mined thanks to this trait here, deep mining. Those rich deposits never run dry. If you have that going, just make sure you don't empty the mine before you have that perk available, because you can empty that rich deposit if you haven't unlocked that tree yet. But it'll be cool to see down the road how regions can more easily complement each other. That way I won't have to try to force farming on these poor villagers. I also made sure that I got rid of that policy for the hunting grounds, because the crops here are already garbage enough without that extra 50% debuff from that wildlife policy. What is this? Flax? Just flax in the middle of the woods. One of the only greenish yellow spots in my territory. I mean, I guess it looks pretty, right? Especially in the fall. Beyond that, guys, the village has really just expanded down the hill. It's a lot of farm fields as far as expansions go. Still got guys working the corpse pit, I see. I mean, free fertilizer, I guess. I am up to large village, and I'm very, very close to having the small town level. Just need to get one more plot to level 3, it looks like. With how garbage my crops are, it's been difficult to keep my tavern supplied, which keeps the level 2 houses happy where they can upgrade to level 2. The amount of ale that your villagers drink is also being tweaked a bit in the next patch because these guys chug it like crazy. I think I'm actually importing ale. Commodities. No, I'm not right now. I'm importing barley. It's much cheaper to just import the crop, the barley in this case, and let my malt house do the work of turning it into the ale that my village apparently so desperately needs. Quite proud of how this has gone with how this particular save game started out. You guys can see I have gotten rid of all but one of my regiments of archers. I'm hoping that that next patch I can play a little bit on this save game without too many bugs, just so I can enjoy the archers actually being useful. It would be cool to see if I could roll the Baron back all the way. And I'll also show you guys briefly, I'm importing some stone to maintain a building supply. Beyond that, I'm exporting a lot of my military hardware. I'm letting my blacksmiths keep making pole arms, small shields, large shields. I've paid for those trade routes. That's where I'm getting a lot of this regional wealth, which is leading to a nice big treasury for my individual lord here. And that's really what's keeping this whole thing going, is this large treasury. We'll see how the next official patch's taxes treat me. Might have to learn a few new tricks besides just turning my iron mines into a weapons pipeline for money. Regardless, guys, still loving this game. I'm trying to avoid playing the 20 hours a week, 20 hours every 2 weeks that I was when it first launched, just because it is in early access. The game's got lots of placeholder stuff, and it's going to be going some really cool places in the future. Don't want to get burned out too early. Hope you guys are still enjoying it as well if you've picked it up. If you haven't, well, watch out for another sale, because even in early access, you're going to get 30, 40, 50 hours of fun and enjoyment out of this beautiful game as it is. Can't wait to see what's next. For now, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.